On this episode of the Mambulance series, we take some polystyrene foam board panels and make this. What? William first wrapped these panels in mesh, coated them with epoxy, and sanded them smooth. More epoxy was then applied, this time with added colored powders and some pearlescence to make these foam board panels look like marble. With an artistic mindset and some help from a blowtorch, a heat gun, some spray paint, and some scrap wood, these panels really start to come to life. These epoxy poured panels are even used in homes. They meet building code. That's why they're perfect for their lightweight nature to be used for our mobile build. Don't miss this action-packed episode where the ambulance bathroom is finally revealed. All right, so this black coating on here is kind of a waterproof membrane that has gone over the wood. This is the current state of affairs before we get all the panels put in. So this is the fiber tape that William's gonna be using to work on the shower panels. And it's funny because it's like William was the modeling guy for this fiber tape. So this is the beginning of the bathroom panel project. William has all the different panels cut out for the bathroom with the pink polystyrene.
So putting a fiberglass reinforcing mesh, obviously foam styrene or foam panels doesn't have very much rigidity. So I'm adding the fiberglass mesh for some strength.
This is actually sticky backed, kind of like you would have for drywall. So William's not inventing the wheel here. If you actually go to Stone Coat, actually has a YouTube channel where they're actually doing the exact same thing on homes. So it seems kind of weird putting foam panels in. All they're doing is acting as a reinforcing member.
Obviously I'm trying to save weight.
Yep.
So doing it on these foam panels is super lightweight. Actually does one video where he does it on MDF.
Okay, yeah, and you're gonna do your door on it, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
So this is actually a doubled up wall that's gonna be there. And so these are laminated together. So William has these laid out basically according to how they're gonna be in the vehicle. So that way if he does the marbling of the epoxy, that it'll kind of look like it was cut from
one slab.
One slab. So right now these panels have one coat of clear epoxy. William's gonna hit these with 120 grit sandpaper so that they're rough so the new epoxy actually sticks to it. And you're adding some colorant here to kind of take away some of the pink. You added some black paint.
The exposed edges, like this will be an exposed edge, so being that it's exposed, I don't want any imperfections in it. So I'm just kind of going along it, and any low spots, I'm kind of just putting some epoxy in, and then that'll allow me to sand it down.
If that was Vaseline, you'd be hired.
Bend over.
Sick. He's so sick.
So everything's sanded, wiped down with alcohol, and I built up tape dams to keep the product on there until I'm ready to release it. I'm only going to release it off certain edges. The rest of it I'm going to leave to where it doesn't fall off the edge. So any of the exposed edges, I'll pull the tape and let it fall off and coat that edge.
Pretty good at that, huh? It's looking like a meth lab in here. William just poured in a small amount into this cup because what color is this going to be?
Titanium resin powder in.
Gotcha, so your darker color is going in the smaller amount.
You got to be precise with this stuff. So what you do is you just go, oops, yep, that much.
You didn't even have to count one banana, you guys. You just shook it in there.
Then put some diamond dust.
What's diamond dust? Oh, like glittery, sparkly?
Yeah, like real shimmery.
Oh, wow, yeah. Heck yeah. Neat.
Just a pinch of that in. This is just white powder. Just like this.
So you got diamond dust in white in this one, and then your darker color in that one with some diamond dust.
And some spray paint in this.
White spray paint. What does the white spray paint do?
It gives it some more solid color.
So this will be the reveal that you'll see. So he's just pulling the tape down and it's dripping over the edge. And once those drips kind of harden, he'll go through and sand those on the backside. Just regular white spray paint, huh? Is it not east? You don't even know it. When you walk in and find your coworker looking like he's running a meth lab. One little trick that William did on this panel versus one over here I'll show you in a second is he actually painted it white first. So it'd probably be good to prime these or paint these white ahead of time if you're using the translucent epoxy, because you can see over on this one, it's a little hard to see, but you can actually see the pink showing through the panel itself. So these are the marble finishes. This is actually literally a piece of styrofoam. It's really mind-blowing of how well that turns out, but it's all sealed with epoxy. It's very rigid and strong. And this is actually the epoxy straight on wood for the wood doors.
If this were marble, it would be super heavy, but it's like super light.
Good, so now you have a nice squared, trued up edge.
So now you can look on here and see that the level of epoxy that's on top of the foam panel.
So as you can see, this panel is very glossy. So it actually has to go outside and get sanded, kind of take out some of the imperfections. So that then the panel is porous, correct? So that it kind of accepts some of this. Is that the point of the sanding, kind of scuffing it up?
Give it a mechanical bond.
Right now, William is mixing up the matte finish. So it's gonna take away this glossy coat. This reminds me of my days when I was in the insane asylum and they used to give our medicine to us in those cups. All right, so that is the matte finish going on. I feel like there's a joke we could make, but I'm just, there you go. So there's the transformation. That is still a little wet, so it's a little glossy-ish, but it's a huge difference from these panels over here. We can really see the reflection. And like William said, obviously you could have polished marble or you could have matte, but he's going with the matte finish. So you're just using 100% silicone?
100% silicone.
Is it 100% silly?
Yeah.
So here are the completed shower panels. William is demonstrating of what it would look like if he was reading a magazine, so to speak. So William, I was looking at your stone coat marble and I love it. But me personally, I think the glossy looks really cool looking. Why would somebody go with the matte that you went with versus the glossy? Is there any reason other than aesthetics?
The glossy looks great. It looks like a polished piece of granite or marble or something, and it looks good. But when you're dealing with epoxy, the gloss does scratch and show water spots. So, you know, you have to think of that. Scratching is an issue, you know, when you're cleaning it or rubbing it or whatever. But with this matte finish, I'm just dragging keys across it. That's how durable that matte finish is. It doesn't show anything. You know, it's not really going to show water spots. It's not going to scratch like the gloss would.
Gotcha. So if you did that to the glossy one, it would look like...
You're going to see marks in it.
So there is the inside area where the toilet is going to go. We also have your air vents in here. Nice. Beautiful.
Vent outside. I got one in here and one in there. So this is just going to be solid wood painted across there, but there's going to be a hatch door that's water sealed here, so you can get into this cubby. This will be like storage for like soaps and shampoos and you know, maybe towels and toilet paper and stuff like that. This goes all the way back to the front cab, so it's probably about a 2 foot by 3 foot storage area.
So you can see right here on this unfinished edge, a Nautilus shower door is going to go across here and span the gap of this shower. On this edge here, he's got this kind of aluminum finished trim. The inside is all done. See right now, this is a locked door to the cab, and there's a hidden switch up here. You can just slide on in there.
There's a felt strip that like this door rides on against all the way down. And there's felt here.
Gotcha.
All the way down. And there's also felt on the inside of the door.
On the other side.
On the other side.
Wow, yeah.
So, I did put magnets on the back wall. So now that door stays open. So, you know, it doesn't go sliding or anything like that.
So this is my part of the ambulance, or whoops, the Manbulance series. This is what I do all day long. Yeah, and then this is what he does. He does work. And I sit here and like